today's topic is functions and domain and range review. So both of these things you should have done in Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. And so we're going to just do a quick review. So remember a function, if you're looking at a table, all of the input values have one output. Or if you're looking at a graph, you do the vertical line test. So if you draw a vertical line, your vertical line should only touch the graph one time if it's a function. If it's not a function, if I draw a vertical line, it's going to touch it twice because it will touch it here and then here. And then for a table, not a function, your input values will repeat with different output. So if x is 2 and 2, we can't have two different outputs. So now we're going to look at functions, and I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. And we're going to look at domain and range. So we're going to look at some key features of functions. So just a reminder on how to find the domain and range of a graph. So domain, remember, is your x values. And so remember, when we are looking for our domain, we're going to look at the x-axis. So if I put my pencil on the left side of the graph, because the x-axis goes left and right, I'm going to move my pen or pencil till it touches the graph for the first time, and it's going to touch it right here. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the right side. I'm going to move the pen or pencil until it touches the graph for the first time, and if I move it along, it's going to touch it right here. So I'm going to draw a line here, so then this is my domain. So you should know that your domain is in between these two purple dotted or dashed lines. So if we're writing in a notation from Algebra 1, remember you start with the left side or the smallest x value, which was -3. This is an open circle, so my inequality is just less than, doesn't have a line there. X goes in the middle because we're talking about domain. And then we're going to do the same thing for the right side. It's at +1. This is a closed circle on that line, so it is going to be less than or equal to. So we have to have that line. Okay, so that was our notation from Algebra 1. Then when we got to Algebra 2, we should have learned about set builder notation. And set builder notation is very similar to the notation from Algebra 1. It's just more fancy. So set builder notation starts with brackets, and I call them curly brackets. And it's just basically, we're talking about domain, so it's going to start with x such that x is going to be in between -3 and +1, and then curly brackets closed. Okay. And then in Algebra 2, you should have also learned about interval notation. And interval notation is pretty simple. We just start with, where does our domain start with? Our domain starts at -3. And then it's an open circle, so we need an open bracket. And then it goes to, so that's comma, to +1. And at +1, it's a closed circle. So it is a closed bracket with lines. Okay, so that's my domain. Now I'm going to do the same thing for my range. My range is my y. And the y-axis goes up and down. So I'm going to look at the, top and the bottom of my graph. So I'm going to start at the bottom of the graph on the y-axis. I'm going to move the pen or pencil till it touches the graph for the first time, and it would touch it right here. So I'm going to draw a line at the bottom. Then I'm going to do the same thing at the top. Start at the top, move my pen or pencil till it touches the graph for the first time, and it would touch it right here. So, notation from Algebra 1, we start with the smallest y value that we could have. Our domain starts at so that would be -4. So -4. And then if you look at -4, there's a closed circle, and this is also a solid line, so that means it's closed. So that would be less than or equal to, and then y goes in the middle. Our top of our line is up here, and now y is 0. But if you notice, it's open right here, but it's closed right here because this is a solid line. So that means that 0 is part of our domain. It's included, so it's going to be closed also. Okay, set builder notation. We're going to start with open curly brackets. And then now we're talking about range, so we have to put y first. Y is such that -4 less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to 0. Okay. And then the last thing that we're going to do is interval notation, and it's just below that. It's not on the screen because my screen is too. So now I'm going to write the range in interval notation, and I'm just going to put interval notation real quick. Okay. Interval notation. We start with the smallest y value that we could have in our range, which is -4. It's a closed because it has that -4 is included, so that means it has to be a closed bracket. And then the top of our graph is at 0, and that is another closed bracket because 0 is included in our range. Okay, and that's basically it. So let's go ahead and look at a couple more examples, and then we'll do practice. So let's go ahead and write the domain and range in set builder notation. So just like I did with domain, domain is my x values. So I'm going to start on the left side, and I'm going to draw a line on the leftmost side of my graph, or start on the left side of the graph and move the pen or pencil till it touches the graph for the first time. If I drew a line, it would be right there. Same thing on the right side. So now in set build notation, I start with curly brackets, and I'm talking about the domain, so I'm going to start with domain, or x, sorry, such that it starts on the domain starts at -2, and it is a closed dot, so it's less than or equal to x. And then on the right side, my domain goes all the way to +3, and that is open because it is not included. Interval notation is pretty easy. My domain goes from -2 to +3. -2, it's closed. +3, it is open. Now let's do my range. The bottom of my graph is all the way down here. And the top of my graph is +4. So let's go ahead and write my range in set builder notation. Open curly brackets, y such that from -5, and at -5 it's an open circle, so it's just less than y. And then the top of my graph is at +4. So it goes to +4, and +4 has a solid line, so it's included, and then close. Interval notation. My range goes from -5 to +4. -5 is an open circle, so we need an open bracket. And +4 is a closed, so we need a closed bracket. Okay. So we're going to look at one more graph that has inline at one of the ends, or both ends in this case. So, domain. My domain and set builder notation. So if I start on the left side, it touches the line right here, but since there's an arrow there, that means it goes on forever, so I can't draw a line that makes it stop. Try to do the right side. It touches it right here, but there's an arrow, so that means it goes on forever and ever and ever and ever. So that means I cannot have a line on the right side. So that means my domain goes from positive and negative infinity to positive infinity. So my set builder notation, you could just put x such that goes from negative infinity to positive infinity. Okay? Or you could also use just the symbol all real numbers, which looks like that. So that's all of the numbers, every single number that you could think of, minus imaginary. Interval notation, so it goes from negative infinity to positive infinity, and those are open brackets because negative infinity is not really a number, so we can't include an infinity. It just means it goes on forever. My range, so we're going to look at the bottom of my graph, and the bottom of the graph is right here. And the top of the graph would be up here, but since those are arrows, that goes on forever, so there's no top of the graph because it goes on forever. So set builder notation, start with curly brackets, x such that the bottom of my graph is at -6, and oops, I already made a mistake because this should be a y. Sorry about that, that should be a y. Let's fix that. There, a y. A y. Okay. And since it's a solid line at -6 for my range, it's going to be y. It's going to have a line, so it's less than or equal to. Since there is no top line because it goes on to infinity, you can write is less than infinity, or you don't have to. I'm just going to leave it just like that, but you can write infinity at the top. My interval notation, it goes from -6 to positive infinity. This time you need to have the positive infinity for interval notation because it has to go from one number to something else, because that, and -6 is closed, positive infinity is open because it's not really a number, it approaches that, so it's just open. Okay, and that's it. Please make sure you took notes as you were watching this video because you will be submitting your notes in the next assignment.